So, speaking of eating and diets, let's hit our next topic. Chris Pratt recently did an interview. You put me on. He recently
Hmm.
did an interview with Men's Health,
Yeah,
you know, and he said he was doing a very specific diet, which we've done before, which we're fans of.
yeah. It's a very good interview. I think people should check it out. Maybe we could put a link or something like that to it.
Yeah, I
Um,
can do that. So if you're watching it, the link will be in the description, and if you're listening, I'm gonna try to also put it in the description.
no doubt. It's a good interview. It's him being funny, but he's being very honest in terms of, hey, you know what? I tried a lot of different things. It's like, well, first he didn't care, right? Because he was doing Parks and Rec, and
Right,
being the chubby fat guy that's the character,
right,
right? So it's like, just be that dude, have
hmm
fun, eat whatever you want.
right.
But once he started getting roles where you got to be like a superhero, a marine,
Right.
and running around, well, the body got to change.
Chasing dinosaurs. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you chasing dinosaurs and shit. It's like, whoa, okay, you gotta get your body in shape. And so he tried a lot of different diets. He's like, I tried this, I tried that, didn't work. The thing that he credits for losing a lot of weight at a long time is the thing that you and I have known about for a long time, and that is intermittent fasting.
For me, actually, it was really about just kind of trying to trim body fat. So I did something called intermittent fasting, and I ate from like noon to about 6 p.m. That was my window to eat.
Right? We
Yes, sir.
both know from our own experiences that if you want to lose a lot of weight really quickly and not get like sick, intermittent fasting is a great tool for that. And
Absolutely.
you do it, and the thing is, you do it the way you want. Like some people they're intermittent fasting. I'm just going to skip one meal.
Right.
Some people will skip 2 meals, and then some people like you and I, and we didn't, do it overnight. We
hmm
got to a point where it's like, oh, I'm gonna try this one meal and see how that works.
Right.
Um, we know what's the brother that does one meal a day? Terry Crews. So we know
Oh,
Terry
he
Crews.
does. No, no, no. He does 8-6. He eats for 8 hours or six
Okay,
hours. He doesn't do one
oh, yeah.
meal.
Okay. Well, he was doing Old Man at one point. I don't know if he changed it,
Well, what
but
the last thing I saw from him, which was a minute ago, it was
yeah,
on GQ. It was
yeah,
everything Terry Crews does in the day, and he was breaking down how he eats. He pretty
yeah.
much eats lunch and dinner.
Right, right. And so, so when I heard that, okay, Chris Pratt does intermittent fasting, I thought, okay, maybe we could talk about this because it is a good tool if you're saying to yourself, man, I want to lose a lot of weight really quickly. And it's good. I feel, you can tell me how you feel. I feel it's good if you do it with exercise. I don't think, like, you could do it without exercising and lose weight. You don't have to exercise. But
hmm
when you add some muscle to intermittent fasting, I feel like it really gets things burning. You know what I mean? If you doing some cardio or some kind of exercise that you enjoy and intermittent fasting, you're going to burn things way quicker than
Yeah.
just, not eating, because we know muscle also helps burn fat. You know what I'm saying? So if you're, I suggest if you want to try to do some intermittent fasting, I suggest doing intermittent fasting with some moderate exercise. You don't got to go crazy with it, but something as simple as taking a walk. You wake up in the morning, you walk your dog, or you take a walk, or whatever time of the day you feel you can get an exercise in. Get the exercise in while you're fasted. That's how most cats do it. That's how I done it. I know you've probably done it that way. Terry Crews has done it the same way. He's like, I
Yeah.
wake up, I don't eat anything, and I go to
Yep.
the gym. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So doing fasted exercise is going to rapidly have you lose that fat and help maintain whatever muscle you have so you don't get that skinny fat look, which is kind of whack.
Skinny fat. I love it.
You know what I mean?
I love it. So yeah. It's great hearing him speak about that. I'm gonna also try to put a clip of him speaking about it in this episode itself. Um, yeah, so you put me on an intermittent fasting years ago. We have done many different versions of it. At one point, yeah, we both did one meal a day. I did that because I was really struggling with weight and I was not very active. My life switched completely from, yes, I'm super active, to now I'm like not active at all. And he was like, yo, man, try this OMAD. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, cool, I'll try it. And I pretty much ate buffet style for 1 hour. It's like as much as I could eat in 1 hour. And then that was it for 24 hours. And that was cool. That was very helpful for me at that time. OMAD is not my favorite. I'll be honest. Exactly. OMAD is not my favorite. It is really challenging, especially if you're active.
Yes.
Because I find that when you do OMAD and you're out burning these calories, you're going to get hungry because your body needs a certain amount of calories to continue to operate. And so when you're not consuming and you're just burning, it becomes very challenging. So it was hard for me when I became more active to stick to OMAD because I'm like, I am fucking hungry and I've still got 8, 12, 6 hours to go before I can put food in my mouth.
Yeah.
So I have also done where you only eat for 8 hours.
Mhm.
I have done where you only eat for 4 or 5 hours. I've even done where you only eat for 2 hours. I play around with this shit all the time. I am a really big fan of intermittent fasting because of what we know it does for our bodies that has been proven by science. So we know that when you're intermittent fasting, your body begins to clean up shop
Yeah.
because now it's not consuming. When we eat all day, our body is busy trying to break everything up to where it needs to go. Okay, yeah, let's put some fat over here. Let's put this vitamin D over there. Okay, let's put this over here. And your body inside is doing all the things it needs to do. You've got a team in there, and the team is working. And the more we eat, the team is working all day, trying to make sure that it does everything it needs to do with all the stuff you're giving it. But we find, and there's documentaries about this and all type of stuff, we find that when we're not consuming, the body can start doing other things. It's like, oh well, we the lungs were having some issues. We can go repair those lungs.
Mhm.
Oh, there's this stored fat that actually doesn't need to be here. We can start dipping into this stored fat. Oh man, this high blood pressure is looking kind of crazy. Hey fellas, let's go work on this high blood pressure. And so
Mhm.
your body begins to do other things simply because it's available. And there's other things and other terms that we can use, but I'm trying to break this down very simply for our listeners. And so because all those things are happening, you're getting all these different benefits. And that's why I like intermittent fasting. That's number one. Number two, I think it's great that he's shedding light on what worked for him because we don't hear that a lot. A lot of times we hear the same bullshit of brown rice, broccoli, and grilled chicken. So I think it's great that he's saying, hey, I didn't do that stuff. I kind of did this other thing. And he said straight up, I've tried mad shit. And this is what worked for me. And I like when people do that because, one, I connect with it more. Two, it kind of gives you a sense of relatability because you see, hey, this guy's not perfect in just doing what the trainer said. He's not just some monster who looks like, Dwayne Johnson, and it's attainable. It's something that I could do maybe right now. That's
Right.
why I like him shedding light on those things. And the reason I like intermittent fasting as well is because once you're done eating, you ain't got to worry about it. There's so much other shit. You don't got to, oh man, what am I going to cook for dinner? And oh man, I have to meet Dre and hit the gym. And what am I going to do after that? Oh man, now I've got to spend $30 going to, nope. No, you don't. No, you
Yeah.
don't. And I say all the time when lockdown hit, that's when I really started buckling down on my intermittent fasting again because I hadn't really been doing it for a hot minute. I jumped right back in. I was only eating for maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, some days even 2 hours. And I was just, all right, I've done all my eating. Let me tackle other shit. Pull out the checklist. You know what I'm saying? Get on the phone. All right, let me see what else I got to do. Okay, eating, done. All right. Oh man, I gotta edit this pod. All right, cool. Oh, all right, I need to do this. So much more free time now because I'm not worrying about cooking, going grocery shopping to get the things I need for tonight. It's done.
Right.
It's done.
Yeah.
And because I live alone, everyone may not have this advantage, but because I live alone, a lot of times that was also tomorrow's meal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I made the sausage and veggies, then guess what? There was sausage and veggies for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so now I've knocked out 2 days.
Yeah.
So I know everyone won't have that advantage, but it's a cool way to be able to do it. I think it saves time. I think it saves money.
Oh yeah.
And I think that it does a lot of things for your body just on its own. And now to respond to the other thing you said, when you add that exercise, it gives you an extra boost. Okay? Think of it like when you're watching Fast and the Furious and they're trying to get that extra oomph and they hit that nitro. You know what I'm saying? And now niggas.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right.
That's kind of what happens, right?
Yeah.
So your body is already burning more calories. Your body's already dipping into stored fat, which is really a lot of our problems. And that's a topic probably for another day. And now you add exercise. You're right. Most people do it on an empty stomach. That's the better way, in my opinion, because now it's like 2 cans of nitro. You know what I'm saying? You burning super, super extra.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to do it, then you want to do it on a full stomach. That's not a bad idea either. But the point is, when you add that exercise, you're giving your body an extra boost. Why? Because that extra activity is making you burn more calories. It's making you dip into more stored fat. It's requiring more calories from your body to operate on a daily basis.
Yep.
And now you start looking like, oh man, look what's going on when I look in the mirror, man. Oh, that's looking good right there. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, now you start feeling yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's the way I think is the best way to do it. I think intermittent fasting, I agree with you. I think intermittent fasting plus exercise is the best way to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's dope. We've both done it before. As usual, you put me on. And I like intermittent fasting. The people around me hate it, but I don't give a fuck. I'm not somebody who really dwells
Yeah.
on what the people around me want me to do. I'm just like, oh, okay, well, we can go to dinner, but I'll just have a seltzer water because
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I'm
already
fasting
ate
right
for the
now.
day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You want to
You
go to the
know,
movies? All right, just a drink for me. I won't have any popcorn today.
yeah. You know, and the reason why you don't hear about it a lot, that's why I'm so happy to hear him say it, like you said, to him talk about it, is because unlike keto and paleo and all these other diets, there's nothing for you to buy. There's
Oh
nothing
yeah,
to
it's not.
sell.
Yeah, it's
You
not.
know what I'm
It's not.
saying? So
It's
it's
not
hard
something
to,
that you can monetize.
right. It's hard to monetize because it's just like, okay, don't eat.
Right.
And then when it's time to eat
Eat.
what you want.
Eat what you want to eat. Right.
Eat what you want. I don't care,
Right. What you want
but
to eat.
at this time, don't eat. And so when you're eating like that, it's like, wow, one, you can't monetize off of it. Two, honestly, when you get to eat, you normally don't want to just pig out or eat junk food because you know this is your only meal. So
Right.
most times when people do intermittent fasting, like, I haven't eaten all day, I need my first meal, basically
Some
your
fly shit.
breakfast, to be something good and nutritious. I want
Terry
a
Crews said
good
the same
meal.
thing.
Everybody feels like that.
Terry Crews said the same thing. He said, "Listen, I will say one thing. It got to be a good meal when I finally break my fast." He said, He says probably the only downside of intermittent fasting because you don't want your one meal or your meal, your first meal to be some bullshit.
Yeah.
You really want something tasty, fulfilling. That's probably the only downside.
Right. You want something, something nutritious. You want something that's good
Right.
for your body. Because
Right.
remember, like you said, your body is doing all this repair, right? And if you want to get the technical term for it, it's called autophagy, right? So your body is going through this point of autophagy, which means cellular repair. And so as it's going through all this cellular repair, right? It's like, man, I'm repaired a lot. to keep the lights on, I need energy now. So whenever you're ready with that food, son, let me
Right.
know,
Right.
right? Because you can't do fasting for too long. Your body needs some kind of energy. So
Yeah.
it done repaired everything it can repair. It's done did what it needs to do. Now it's looking for resources. It's looking for
Yep.
energy in the way
Yep.
of food, and you feel that, and so you feel your body saying, "Make sure it's the good stuff."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no, pizza, get out of here. I don't want that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, yo, get that fish, get that steak. Get those veggies, whatever
Right.
it is. Like, get those beans, get that rice. Like, I want something good, man. I'm gonna need. I need to refuel and re-energize so I can do this for you again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So absolutely. And I'm actually glad we went to talk about, because enough people don't talk about it. And unfortunately, when it comes to diets, a lot of times people feel like, okay, they don't understand, like you and I, and this is what I want to talk about, is that a diet, like most other things, like the same thing with the gym, it's just a tool. You use it for a particular time for what you need to use it for.
Right.
Um, if you want to have a lifestyle where it's like, like a Terry Crews, whatever, it's like, yo, I that's the only thing I do is intermittent fasting. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that,
Right.
But when you learn the different types of diets, and you can roll with different types of diets, you can say, hey, you know what? It's summer. I'm going to do intermittent fasting. The winter comes, I'm going to do something else.
Right.
I'll do a low carb, I'll do a whatever. But learning these different ways of dieting, it's like having different tools. It's like now you got a lot more on your tool belt. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So um don't think of it as just only one way of living or one way of dieting. Think of it as just, okay, this is for whatever season you might need it for. We talk about this all the time, weddings and birthdays, and
Right.
I'm turning 30. I want to make sure I look like blah blah blah. Okay, well, try some intermittent fasting. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? See what that do for you. And a
Right.
lot of people, like you said, don't like it. So if that doesn't work, then it's like, oh, that didn't work. You ain't like that? Okay, forget about that. Let's try some low carb. Let's see what that do for you. You know what I mean? Who knows? I don't know.
Right.
But if you know that there's more than one way to skin the cat, then you can get a lot more out of your diets, and not feel bottled in and feel frustrated because you have to do it one way. It's
Right.
not true.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. And I think that's one of the issues that people have when they get on these sort of crash diets, which we talk about a lot,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh yeah, I want to get my shit together. It's like, all right, there's mad ways to do that. It doesn't just have to be, you know, I'ma just eat salads for the next week.
Right. Right.
To be honest, I don't think there's anything wrong with eating just salads for the next week. But it's not the only way. There are other
Yeah.
ways to do things.
Yeah.
Even right now, which me and you can speak about, I don't mind being a little transparent with the audience, with our good friends here on the show.
Right.
I got some tattoo touch-ups the other day. And so I've been doing much better in the last couple weeks with the gym. I have been pretty consistent. I've been hitting the gym, and if not, I've been making sure I get 20,000 steps. But I can't do cardio for like 6 weeks. What I told you, all right, I think I should just walk it out. And you was like, oh yeah, just get them 20K steps. Walk crazy like you already do. Just make sure you're hitting it. All right. What I sent you this morning, 20K. Right now, I'm already at close to 15,000. I'm gonna hit my 20K. There's other ways you can do it. It does.
Yep.
I love the elliptical. I've been having fun with the jogging. If you follow us, I've been putting up some of those things, some of my workout stuff, but gotta switch it up, right? So now what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do zero cardio at all. I'm not gonna do anything. No, okay, I'm gonna go into my utility belt, like you just said. Right? Well, I know I can't run. No. I know I can't do cardio. No. It's summer. I know, the pool's nice, the beach is nice. Can't do that either. Sorry. Right now, for the next 6 weeks, that's all off the table. But you know what I can do? I could walk 1,000 miles. You know what I'm saying? I could do
In
like
your
the
own
song.
moccasins.
You know what I'm saying? I could do like the song and walk 1,000 miles. You know what I'm saying? Straight out
Right.
the White Chicks movie. If I could walk
Right.
1,000 miles, that's it. So I'm getting these. My current plan is for the next 6 weeks, 20K steps, 5 days a week. And if I can make that 7 days a week, ooh, that's even sexier.
Oh yeah.
But the goal
Yeah.
is 5 days a week, 20K steps. It's a different tool. You can do that with salad. You can do that, you can do that with diets. You can do that with food. You can do it with sleep. You can do things to hit your goals. It's all about formulating a plan, saying, I have these goals, and these are the tools I'm going to use to get to those goals.
That's
That's
right.
it.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
anything else on this topic before we move on?
Real quick, like you said, yeah, you can eat salads. It's true. If you like, a lot of people say, "Oh man, just a salad." A lot of times they eat these tiny little salads.
Oh,
If
yeah.
I'm like, "Yo, if you tell me I'm just gonna eat salad, go in on the salad. Have the big giant bowl." You know, I was doing the whole.
And there's mad spots that you could go to now. Like, if
Yeah,
you're a person who's not home, you're busy, oh, I got to eat when I'm at work, guess what? I'm not going to say names because they ain't pay us, they ain't sponsor us, but there's mad places that just sell salads, mad places that just sell smoothies. It's 2022. If you want it, it's out there now.
right, right. And so if you're gonna say, "Hey, well, I'm just gonna have salad," why only get the tiny little and then
Right.
complain about how you're starving all day? If you're
Because
gonna have salad,
you
get
ate a
a
salad this big.
yeah, get a big bowl. That'll
Right.
be like, man, and the tomatoes and everything is good, but man, I'm full. Now we
Right.
talking, you know. So yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
I
it.
didn't do the sponsor buy, but I actually sent you a salad that I ate the other day. I went to the
Hmm.
city. I had a day off. I said I'm gonna run errands, but I was fasting, and I started my day off with a big ass salad. I hit one of
Right.
these salad spots like we're talking about. It was like, yo, let me get the wild fly salad. It had all type of shit in it. Maybe that'd be my sponsor buy next time. But
No doubt.
I have all type of fly shit in it. Big ass bowl of salad. It was a great way to start the day. I only ate that and one other meal way later. I ate something like 8 or 9 hours later because I was great off the salad alone. You know what I'm saying? So
There you
yeah,
go.